Let me take a few minutes and talk about pejorative statements. There's seems to be a lot of problems, especially with chiropractors who don't pay a lot of attention to communication techniques. They use a lot of what are called pejorative terms. Pejorative terms meaning talking down the patients. And you don't even realize you're talking down to them. And I see it all the time when I'm training, especially in the beginning. And some of the pejorative phrases, common ones we see, like when you're interacting with patients, some of the common ones we'll see is, let me tell you about whatever it is, the subject. Let me tell you about X, okay? That's very pejorative. Another one is, let me teach you. Let me teach you. That's talking down to people. Do you understand? That's pejorative. Do you understand? Okay? Two of the phrases that are really bad too is when you say, you need to do something. You need to do something. Or you better do this. In other words, you're pushing people to do something. All of those are very bad communication techniques, okay? So one of the common phrases that I like to use when we're interacting with patients to see if they're with us or not, because remember, we have to regularly check them off each silo to see if they're with us, do they understand, do they agree? So we need micro agreements all the way along. So I say some of the common phrases that I will use is, does that make sense? Are you with me? Any questions about that? Those are common, fair, neutral statements to engage somebody to see if they're with you, not with you, see if there's an obstacle. In other words, create a micro agreement. Okay? And I'll just tell you the ones I like to use. I go, and you guys hear me use this all the time. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Are you with me? Okay? Now, there's some techniques, not just when we talk about agreements. Now, those were pejorative, okay? So we don't want to use pejorative language. We want agreements. We want to check them off. And let me share with you a couple techniques, nonverbal techniques, not just verbal. Not only will I, in other words, to engage the patient, to see if they're in agreement and their understanding. Because I not only want to listen to them verbally, are they verbally in agreement with me? But I'm going to look at them physically. Do they look confused? Do they look like they're not with me? Okay? Because if they're not with me or they're confused, I can't move forward. And it's called state the obvious. I want to say, and here's a rule, you never say, you look confused. That's again pejorative. Always blame yourself. It would sound like this. It looks like I'm confusing you. That's the language, okay? But some of the other techniques for engagement are the nonverbal techniques. A lot of times when I want to engage the patient, I'll turn toward them. I won't stay at the board. See, if I stay turned this way, he knows he doesn't have to answer. But as soon as I do this and I square off and I face him, I look at him, I'm forcing and compelling him to get involved. Another technique is I'll step forward. Another technique is I'll point at them and I'll use their name. So all of these are techniques to engage the patient and not let them just be there and relaxed and go to sleep. And you guys have seen me do that. I'll say stuff like that. And it might look like this. I'll cover a topic and I'll go, Dan, does that topic look sound to you? Do you have any problems with that topic? See, I just used all of them. I engaged him, I stepped forward to him, I looked him in the eye, and I pointed at him. Did he have anywhere to go? Could he hide? Could he duck? And then the other thing when I do it, what do I know about resistances? I'm going to go to 2 or 3 resistances. Because do people want to engage naturally and freely? No, we'd rather just not do anything. We'd rather save glucose. We'd rather save brain glucose molecules, wouldn't we, than expend them. Okay? So these are common. And by the way, these are black belt techniques. You won't know this technique and this technique. You won't even know that because you're still thinking of what you need to say next. What phase of learning is that? It's called the conscious competence phase. You've got to get out of the conscious competence phase as fast as you can. You got to learn this as fast as you can so you can get into the unconscious competence phase. So you're not thinking. You already know what you're going to say. Now my attention goes to him so I can pull him along in this journey with me. And everything about me is paying attention to him. His facial expressions, his words, his body language. Everything is now about the engagement. This is all secondary to me anymore. This is secondary. But when you're in a state of conscious competence, you're not even paying attention. Like we just watched one of you guys come up here. I guarantee there could have been a fire in the back and he wouldn't have known it. Because he was struggling on what to say. That's called conscious competence. He was still thinking, what do I need to say? What do I need to say? The person could have died of a heart attack right in front of him. He wouldn't even have known it. Okay? So understand the difference. Get to that conscious competence phase. How? Right? Pleasure, fear, no negative feedback, baby steps, high repetition. That's how you get there. And then you want to do a lot of repetition in that conscious competence phase. That's what gets you out of it into muscle memory, into unconscious competence and black belt. That's when you can pay attention to the environment around you. Like what I'm doing right now. I own this material, so I'm paying attention to all you guys.